Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, Pagan Preppers. I'm Sarah. I've come out to the woods again today. I'm by myself. Just had a very rare opportunity to come out for a little solo overnighter. I'm going to do something slightly different this time. Normally I'm hammocking, but this time I'm not. So I'm going to set up and I'll show you what I've brought with me and what the whole point of this little exercise is going to be. The bare minimum for this camp. This is my knockoff Rush 12, so I'll show you what I've got in there. And I've got a wool blanket and a hoodie in here. Please excuse this awful plastic carrier bag. I thought it might rain and I didn't want my blanket to get wet. So anyway, I'll show you what I've got in my bag. So in this front section, I've got a first aid kit and some glasses, a couple of pens. I've got Bushcraft 101. I've got food for free, and I've also got the SAS survival guide. So I'm going to be doing some reading and doing a little bit of messing about and different things. Anyway, there's nothing in there. Okay, oh, I've just got my purse in that top bit, and oh, little lantern. And then if we open it up, I've got an air mat, I've got a bottle and a cup, I've got a tarp, I've got some cordage, a bivvy bag, my journal, and then in these fold out bits I have a knife and a fire striker and just a tripod. And then in the other section here I've just got power bank and cables. I've got some nettle cordage. This is stuff that I've made myself. This is single ply, and then this is double ply. So I'll probably be playing around with that as well. I've also got some emergency bent tent pegs. And that's basically it. That's pretty much all I've brought. I've not brought any food. This bottle of water is empty, and I will tell you why shortly. So here's my shelter all set up. It's possibly the quickest shelter I've ever set up in my life. It took me not very long at all. So I've just got, you see that? Got a little tarp, and I'll show you inside. So this is my bed for the night. There's my bag. I've got a bivvy bag with a blanket, and under there I've got an air mat because I'm a soft southern Jessie, alright? So just cope. So it's really cosy under here. I think I'm going to be alright. It's on a little bit of a slope, so I might end up sliding down the hill in the night, but we'll have to see what happens. Got my hoodie. I don't have any pyjamas, I don't have any food, I don't have any water, I do not have any shoes, I have muddy feet already. The ground is actually surprisingly warm. I thought it was going to be a lot colder, but it's actually very pleasant. Inside my first aid kit I have some Oasis water purification tablets, and they're for 1 litre, so you put 1 tablet to a litre of water and then leave it for 30 minutes. Sort of shake it up a few times and then it's good to go. So that is the reason why I brought this water bottle. This holds, I think, just slightly over a litre. And where I'm camping there is a stream, so I decided to just use that water instead of carrying the extra weight of tap water. So I wanted to do a camp as minimal as possible because I've never really done a minimal camp to this extent before. I've done hammock camps and backpacks and things like that, but I haven't gone with the very bare minimum. I decided to go barefoot this time because I literally wanted to take as little as possible, and I decided that I could either take a hoodie or some shoes, so I chose the hoodie. I don't have a sleeping bag, but I do have a blanket. And like I say, I do have an air mat because I'm a wuss, sorry. So I'm going to go and get some water, set that to purifying, And then I'm pretty hungry, I haven't brought any food, so we're going to go for a forage and see if I can find me something for dinner. There's my little shelter, very low profile, so if it rains I should stay dry under there. So there's the back of my shelter. I might take a string from this tie out here and just pull it out a bit in case it gets a bit windy later on, and just, I don't know, make it a bit more tight. There's a stream where we're going to get some water. Beautiful. It's moving very quickly. Oh, that was a squidgy bit. I mean, to be honest, it's probably alright just to drink it straight off, but I don't really want to take the chance because I've got to go to work next week. I don't want to be homesick. Oh no way, look at this cute little bridge! That is so cute. The water is actually not as cold as I thought it was going to be, and this feels really good. Happy feet! Happy feet! Beautiful, beautiful. I'm just going to put some chemicals in it so that it doesn't poison me. Right, we've got our tablet, our water purification tab. Let's dump it in there. Does it fizz or anything? No. Okay, so we'll leave that half an hour. So while the water's doing its thing, I'm going to go and look for some dry tinder, firewood, if there's anything dry at all anywhere around here. We'll go and have a look, see if we can find any wild edibles for dinner. Salad leaves or something like that, I don't know. I think I'll be lucky, but whatever. We'll have a look. I've just pegged out the middle there. Well, pegged it out. I've tied it up to a branch overhead. So hopefully it won't get too windy and yank that around too much. And hopefully it won't be too cold and too wet. But who knows? Who knows what kind of night I'm in for? We'll soon find out. Being barefoot in the mud is actually lovely. Being barefoot on tarmac. Oh, hello doggies. Being barefoot on tarmac is not so nice. I found a tree that's in the stream. So obviously it's not going to be very dry, but I did wonder if perhaps like the higher up bits are dry, like this bit, but no, absolutely not. Not at all. Oh, hello woodlouse. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you, dude. Hello. Hello. Tiny little purple flower. It's so pretty, I don't want to eat it. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I wonder if... Oh, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't feel soaking wet, but it doesn't feel very, like, crispy. It kind of feels a bit too soft. I don't know. Don't know. I'll see if I can find anything better. And if not, I'll get some of this on the way back and just have a go anyway. Why not? Spotted a few wild edibles so far, and I've spotted one I definitely do not want to be eating, which is Lords and Ladies, I think these are called. Dark green kind of waxy leaves. Definitely don't want to eat them. But down here we've got some dock leaf. I don't know if that's like wide leaf dock or what exact type of dock leaf it is, but it's right next to some nettles and they're both edible. It looks like we've got some herb robert here as well. I think that's herb robert. And some chickweed. This looks like it should be edible, but I don't know what it is, so I'm going to leave it alone. It's salad time. Salad is definitely on. Check out these babies. All this pennywort. Definitely going to have some of that. It's like cucumber. It's kind of... Where have you gone? Oh, there we go. It's kind of round. It's quite thick. Tastes like cucumber. Loads of it. Loads of wild edibles around here though. We've got some dandelion, and we've got nettles. Oh, there's a nice nettle there. So salad is definitely on the menu. I don't know how much daylight I've got left. It's about 4 o'clock, so probably not very long. But luckily I know where I am and I know the way back to camp. I've got a little lantern on my belt. Ooh, little lantern there. Whoop. So if I'm out in the dark, I've got that. Plus I've obviously got a torch on my phone, which is what I'm filming with. I'm having a nice walk. Actually having such a lovely time already. I think most people who have a job and a family, kids, responsibilities, etc. can probably relate that it's nice to just get 5 seconds to yourself to just come out and enjoy some fresh air and a bit of nature, you know, have a nice time, a bit of quality me time, you know. I've just found some potential tinder. This stuff is very fluffy and it feels quite dry, and it's kind of crackly and crispy when I scrunch it. It's a bit thorny, but I think it's worth a shot, so I'm going to take some of this back and see if I can use it to get a fire going, because if I can, that would be amazing. Just found some mushrooms on a little log. I don't know what they are, so I'm going to leave them alone, but if I was starving or in a survival situation, I would be very tempted to try them and just see what happens. Look at these beautiful little flowers. This is looking definitely like a winner. Because look, it cracks, it's really brittle. I think this is going to burn. I'm going to take as much as I can. I've just noticed we've got some little jelly fungus growing on it as well. So we'll chuck that in the salad. Awesome. There's another nice sign of spring. We've got some daffodils poking out. I am wondering if daffodils are edible. So if anyone knows, feel free to let me know in the comments. So I've got a little bundle of sticks here. I'm just trying to decide whether to head back to camp or do the full circuit of this walk I'm going on. It's very beautiful. And I think I'm going to make the most of the daylight and just keep walking, because why not? What else am I going to do, right? I'm going to sit there and read books when it goes dark, but there'll be plenty of time to read in the dark, because it goes dark pretty early at this time of year. So while I can still see, I'm just going to keep walking, keep looking for more firewood and for more wild edibles. And when I get back to camp, I'll show you what I've got and see if we can get a fire going and hopefully not freeze all night. Does anyone else just see water like that and want to just dive in? Really still and calm and quiet, and you just want to go for a swim. So this is what is known as the tidal road, for obvious reasons. It's got the bog of eternal stench to navigate first. It is a bit stinky, but it feels really nice. Ew. Oh man, that's gross. Is that a tomato? Yeah, I'm going to leave that. I don't want to eat it. If I was hungry I would, but I'm not going to. I'm not sure that I'm going to give this a go, because it's on tarmac and my feet are quite numb and I can't actually feel them. So I think I'm probably going to just go back the way I came. But I am enjoying a little bit of a paddle, because this is where I grew up and this is where I used to play all the time when I was a kid. It's one of my favourite places. So it started to rain. I'm not going to try and go down the tidal road today. Maybe in the morning. I'll see what the tide's doing if I feel like it. But it started spitting and I would like to try and get a fire going if possible now that I've been lugging this little bundle of wood around. So I'm going to head back to camp and see what we can sort out. Honestly, like walking around barefoot is one of my favourite things to do. I feel like I'm a little hobbit or a woodland elf or something, doing a bit of earthing. Not that you can tell because I can't actually feel my feet right now. But it's way nicer than wearing shoes. That's absolutely definite. Right, back at camp. I'm going to dump out my pockets and see what we've got. Here's a little bundle of sticks I've got wrapped up in my hoodie for a start. Got a pocket full of stuff here. Got some fern. So we've got, oh, a couple of duck leaves. Got some more fern and some of this thorny stuff. Thorny bits and pieces. The wild edibles I was collecting, I kind of gave up collecting them and just ate as I went because I wanted to use my pockets, although I've got some pennywort in there as well, but I wanted to use my pockets more to gather some tinder. So let's see what we can do. So we're getting loads of sparks. Oh, can you hear that owl? Nothing's catching. I think it's too damp. Yeah, that's all sodden as well. I wonder if my nettle cordage might catch, or some of that raffia that I've got. Let's have a look. So I'm going to shred this up and try and fluff it up a little bit. It's kind of like papery stuff. I'm going to sit on this rock because hunching down like this is not the comfortablest position. Ugh. Let's see if this does any better. Who knows? You never know till you try, right? Oh, yes! The raffia is on. Let's see if some of this fern will catch. Oh, it's looking good. This is very encouraging. This is making me feel very happy. Oh, nice. Nice. Well, that's good to know. So that raffia is actually a surprisingly good little fire starter. And some of these twigs I've caught. Oh, that's nice. That's warming my feet up already. Oh, success! We like fire! Ooh. So I'm just going to eat the last of my little forage salad. If you can see it. I keep dropping it in the mud. So I'm going to have a muddy pennywort and dock leaf. Little handful of vitamins. This is my dinner. I haven't brought any food. I'm a bit peckish, but not too bad. Like I said, I've been nibbling this kind of thing as I was going around my walk. And I'm going to have another go with the fire. See if I can get any of this wood that I've brought back with me to actually catch. I do have a lot of raffia, so that was a bit of a bonus that I wasn't expecting actually. I can't believe I didn't think of that before. But it does seem to catch, so if I can get that to burn for long enough to maybe get some of the smaller stuff to catch, then we might have a chance. But we won't know until we try. Muddy leaves, yummy. This one's got thorns in it. I don't want thorns. But this is really good. It does taste like cucumber. And also, it's been long enough that my water should have been purified by now. I've got no tin of gin this time, and even worse, no tea bags. So it's literally chlorinated water and some leaves for dinner. But I'm having a great time. It did sprinkle, it did threaten to rain, but it hasn't actually rained properly, so that's good. The light is starting to fade. I'm going to sit out here as long as I can, as long as I feel like, because I want to make the most of the daylight. The weather's been so bad lately that we just haven't been able to get out, so I really want to enjoy myself tonight. And hopefully I'll get some sleep and I won't freeze, because I haven't got a sleeping bag, I've only got a blanket. So that's a first for me, although I do have a hoodie, so I'm not gonna die of hypothermia or anything. It might be a bit uncomfortable, but you know, it's not the worst thing that can happen in the world. So bigger ones. Can you hear that wood pigeon? It feels like there's three. There's one over there, and one back there. And it sounds like they're all having a little conversation together. Having such a nice time. I'm literally living my best life right now. I wasn't expecting to enjoy myself this much because, I don't know, you know, it gets a bit boring sometimes on your own. I'm only here for one night, so there's not like, I can't really do a great deal of stuff. Sort of, if I was here for like a week or something, then I could get a really good shelter on the go, or, you know, I don't know, it just feels like there'd be more stuff you could do if you were here for longer. But it's nice to just chill and sit outside. It is getting dark quite quickly, so I don't know how long I'll be able to sit outside for, but you know, I could sit out here all night if I want to. So what I just said, I was half right and half wrong. It's not wood pigeons, it's pheasants. And they are talking to each other because a male pheasant has just flown over that way chasing a female pheasant. So I seem to have interrupted some kind of pheasant orgy or something. So that was nice. I really want some of this to catch. I don't know if it will, it doesn't look like it's going to. Ooh, maybe. There is something in there that's burning, there's definitely something. We can just convince it to stay lit. We'll be laughing. So to be honest, this was more an exercise in seeing whether I could do it. If I could actually get the fire going by myself and everything. And I think without the raffia it would maybe not have worked, but it's worked. We've got fire. It's warm and it's lovely, and I've got a little bit of wood here, so it's not going to last for very long, but you know, only thing's better than nothing, right? So I'm going to count that a win. Muddy hobbit feet in the fire, warming up nicely. It's going to be a good night, I can tell I'm going to have a really good night. I'm quite proud of myself for that. I had a little bit of help from the raffia. I guess that goes to show that the key to getting a fire going is you have to have dry tinder, something dry that will catch. Because if you can get something to catch and just burn long enough for the next big thing to catch, and then the next big bit to catch, and so on, then you can start a fire in the mud when it's raining. Yes! Woohoo! Cozy in my little den. Got my reading light on. Got my gear, got my water, got a twig and some leaves. Not raining, which is good. So far so good. I think if it does, I'll be fine. It's not that windy either. The only thing I'm concerned about is my bed kind of sliding down the hill. But whatever, we'll deal with that if and when we have to. So I think before I get in bed, I'm going to rinse off these hobbit feet, because I don't really want to get my blanket completely covered in all this crapola. And they're quite cold anyway, so I don't think the water's going to make them any colder than they already are. So yeah, going to have a little very rudimentary camp wash, I think, before I get into bed. So I was right about slipping around. What I've had to do is get a rock and then put my pack on it and then like wedge myself against it to stop me sliding down. Seems to be okay so far. So it seems to be alright so far. I haven't tried to go to sleep yet, it's still quite early. I've been faffing around to get in the bivvy bag. So I think it would be a lot less of a faff with a sleeping bag inside a bivvy bag as opposed to a blanket. But it's a lot less of a faff than a hammock, I must admit. So far, it's been a hell of a lot less faff. And I'm pretty comfortable. So we'll see how the night goes, and then I will give you my verdict in the morning. Good morning. I'm awake. It's about 6:30. The sun hasn't quite risen yet. Don't know if you can see anything outside. Oh, what a long night that was. Quite an experience. I went to bed at about 9 o'clock, and I think I fell asleep at 3 AM, woke up at 6 AM. So I got a solid 3 hours of sleep after 6 hours of fidgeting. Yeah, pretty tired. I'm pretty achy. My back aches. I'm not too cold though, actually. I'm quite cosy and quite dry. So that's definitely a bonus, because it spent most of the night raining and being quite windy. It wasn't constant rain, it was just sort of frequent showers. But yeah, did not have the best night's sleep ever. Definitely had worse nights, but definitely had better nights as well. So I can't have a cup of tea because I haven't got any tea bags. That sucks. So I'm just gonna lie here for a bit longer, wait for the sun to come up, and then get packed up. The tarp seems to have expanded in the night. Well, it's been wet and it's really billowy and wafting around everywhere. It was quite tight when I pegged it out, and now it's just really saggy. I'm glad I brought the ground sheet, because if I hadn't, I would be in the mud. Because I'm not on flat ground. I was slipping and sliding around quite a lot in the night. The bivvy bag is awesome. I was pretty snug, to be honest. I think the temperature went down to single digits in the night. And I just had my clothes on and the wool blanket in there on the air mat as well. And for the most part, I was pretty warm. Very surprised about how warm I was in there. So that army bivvy bag is a definite winner. The air mat is pretty comfy anyway. I think maybe a foam one I might have slipped around a bit less, but again, pretty comfy. I feel a bit pathetic admitting it, but I really missed a pillow. I definitely think I would have slept better if I'd have had a pillow. That's for definite. But on the whole, not a bad night. So I'm going to pack up now. It's just light enough for me to see what I'm doing outside. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.